Alright guys, welcome back to another Opera Omnia video, where we're going to be talking about Seymour, Fang, and Guy, who are going to be getting reworks, but Seymour is going to be getting his brand new FR and his BT weapon with the upcoming Transcendence fight. Now we're going to look into Seymour, and I'm going to give a pretty fair evaluation on him, and I'm going to let you guys know if he is actually worth pulling for, or any of the other characters in the banners that are going to be dropping, because we do also have the first rerun of Prish with her BT weapon, as she is going to be getting force enhancements. But we'll talk about everybody in this video, and I'll let you guys know whether or not they are worth pulling for. So do let me know down in the comment section below what your plans are going to be for the upcoming banners, if you're going to be pulling for any of them, or if you're just going to be passing up on them. Do let me know in the comment section below. And with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. A big thank you to all of my members for further supporting the channel. I appreciate you guys. And a random shout out to Big Tatu, Kazus, and Sky Splits. Thank you so much for the continuous support. If you want to become a member and further support the channel, click the join button below for details. I am going to be having some upcoming changes happening to the perks for the different tiers of members, so stay tuned, and I'll let you guys know in a community post very soon. But a big thank you once again to all of my members, and let's go ahead and continue on to the video. So we'll first start off with Seymour's rework to his skill 1, which gains 4 uses. It now deals 4 HP attacks that allows for 150% stolen Max Brave Overflow. His chain spell follow-up now deals 4 HP attacks with 150% stolen Max Brave Overflow. His skill 2 gains 4 uses. His EX passive adds a 20% Brave damage up, now totaling 80%, a 40% Brave gains up, and a 40% stolen / gained Max Brave Overflow up. Whenever he is using his EX, it increases his recast speed by 10%. If the target's HP is less than or equal to 80%, it triggers the 3 HP attack follow-up, and whenever the target's HP is less than or equal to 50% of their HP, it triggers the second 3 HP follow-up attack. Now his LD gains 1 use. When using Total Annihilation, it deals an AoE HP attack 3 times with Brave Potency increase. The Readying to Annihilate buff and the target's HP needs to be less than or equal to 50% of the max HP for this follow-up to trigger. Now when both the LD attack and LD buff when attacking weakness Brave damage up adds a 30% stolen Brave damage up. Now, with Kadaj as his partner, Seymour's FR is a guaranteed hit. It dispels all buffs and recalculates the resistances on the target and deals an AoE HP attack 3 times that deals split HP damage. It inflicts the attack, defense, max brave down debuffs to all targets for 6 turns. While active and you attack an enemy with no buffs, it increases the party's HP damage up and HP damage cap up. Now his FR conditions are as follows: a 40% increase whenever the teammate attacks a target with no buffs, a 10% increase whenever a teammate is attacking a target with less than or equal to 80% of max HP, and a 10% increase whenever a teammate attacks a target with less than or equal to 50% of their max HP. Now Seymour's BT Plus deals a 10-hit Magic Brave plus an HP attack 2 times. His BT effect lasts for 8 turns. Now his BT effect is as follows. Now I color coded it so that way you guys can understand how this BT effect works, because it is a stackable based BT effect. Now the BT stacks increase based on the enemy's HP. So and one thing to note about this is if you are facing multiple enemies and if one enemy falls below any of the 3 HP thresholds, then it'll still count and it'll be at whatever stack it is depending on said enemy's HP value. But I'm not gonna go through every single one of them. You guys can pause the video and look at exactly the percentages that you get. But in general though, all enemies will be receiving a attack and defense down and a speed down. The party will be gaining a party stolen max brave overflow up, brave damage cap up, HP damage up, brave damage cap up, and HP damage cap up. And it also makes it so that whenever an enemy is at 50% or below their max HP, the party is able to dispel 1 buff or buffs when attacking an enemy. Now with Guy, he is going to be getting a rework to his skill 1, which gains 2 uses. It now deals a 5 hits AoE Earth Melee Brave plus a single target HP attack 4 times with 50% splash damage, and any Brave recovery based on excess heal is increased to 300%. His skill 2 now deals an AoE HP attack 3 times that deals full HP damage, and any Brave recovery based on excess heal increases to 300%. His EX deals an AoE HP attack 5 times that deals full HP damage now. His LD now deals an AoE HP attack 5 times. His Tough Guy buff now adds a 30% party Brave gains up and a 50% party Brave damage resist up. And then with Fang, she's going to be getting a rework as well. So her skill 1 now deals 3 HP attacks with 50% splash. Her skill 2 now deals a 3 hits AoE Melee Brave plus a single target HP attack 5 times that launches the target. Her EX passive adds an 80% Brave damage up, 40% Brave gains up, and a 40% stolen and gained max Brave overflow up. Her EX increases recast speed by 20% and deals a single target HP attack 4 times that delays the target by 1 turn. The plus version of her EX deals a single target HP attack 5 times that also delays the target by 1 turn. Her LD deals an AoE HP attack 5 times that extends her Devastation buff to 12 turns, recovers 1 use of her skill 1 and skill 2, and her Power Chain buff adds a 30% stolen Brave damage up. So let's first start off with talking about the Prish banner, which does include her entire kit, Seymour's FR, and the returning LDs of Fang and Trey. So with Prish, most of her attacks are single target based attacks. Now she does have a bit of a rotation with her skill 1 and skill 2 where you'll be able to access a little bit of AoE damage, but other than that, it's just mainly going to be single target attacks. Now she does have a unique BT effect which allows the party to deal additional Brave hits. So that means that if, let's say, one of your abilities does 5 Brave hits, then it's going to deal 10 Brave hits. She basically makes your Brave hits deal double the amounts that it initially does. So yeah, not a bad BT effect to have, even though she does have that effect within her LD in case, let's say, like, you know, you do decide to pull on this banner for whatever reason and you do manage to get her LD, then she does actually have that within her LD ability, and also as an LD call ability, so you can actually give that unique effect to the caller of your choosing. Now, Brave gains would definitely help her out, regardless of her having the ability to deal additional Brave hits and whatnot. Like, a lot of those Brave hits, like, at least a lot of the Brave hits within her kit are small amounts of Brave hits, especially with her LD ability. So it's best to give her a little bit of support with Brave gains. Also, pairing her up with off turners, especially if you're going to go into the BT phase with Prish, you definitely want to have some off turners alongside with Prish, so like Core, Kane, you know, so on and so forth. Like every single off turner that you can think of, so that way you can increase the damage output during the BT phase. But other than that, she is very much solid. I don't really think that she is 100% needed at this moment. I did actually give her force enhancements on my JP account, and to be honest with you, there really wasn't too much of a difference aside from a higher HP damage cap within her kit after you reach 80% on the force gauge. So nothing really too crazy to talk about. I mean, she's not getting a rework or anything like that. So it's just mainly just getting force enhancements, and that's about it. So it's really, like, in my opinion, you can hold off on pulling for her kit if you don't already have it. Now with Fang, solid utility character. She is able to launch and delay. She does have a good debuff, which I wish they would include that in the LD call ability, but if I'm not mistaken, I do not believe that it does. But this LD debuff is great if you are using her in the party, because that debuff makes it so that you cannot act, and it also makes it so that it has like a built-in Brave increase and HP damage increase whenever you are attacking a target inflicted with this debuff. Also, like, one thing to note is that debuff can't get applied so long as you have a sphere, an E sphere, that is able to allow Fang to inflict a debuff. So any sphere that is able to inflict, like, let's say, like max brave down or attack down, whatever it is, as long as Fang is able to inflict some type of debuff, then whatever character that she is attacking will also get inflicted with that LD debuff, which is her Daze debuff. So it's a pretty neat debuff to have, but you need to have her on the team to take advantage of that. But overall, she's solid. I don't really think that it's like necessary unless you need that type of debuff in your roster of character, especially if you're a newer player and you have like no way to be to prevent an enemy from acting. Then I would say you can snag her LD, but for let's say for resource saving purposes, I would say you can probably hold off until a future banner where it gets rerun, unless you manage to get it now. And then for Trey, solid DPS attacker. He does have different ways to deal additional damage, and when I mean by that, he is able to inflict traps. He is able to make it so that the enemy will get inflicted by a rain of arrows, and also he does have a dynamite special effect, which is able to inflict damage to the enemy as well. So he definitely has some ways to deal some off-turn damage, but those off-turn damage can be a bit short. The fatal arrow debuff when receiving brave attacks also inflicts breaks, so that can actually come in handy as well. So overall, when it comes to this banner, I would say, like, if you are thinking about pulling for Seymour, I mean, it is a pretty good banner in terms of like the LDs that are in this banner, but other than that, I would say you could easily avoid this banner. And to my knowledge, I do believe there's a free multi coming up, so I mean, like, you know, if you do manage, for any newer player, if you do manage to get any of the LDs, in my opinion, these LDs are not too shabby. So but again, just depends on how your resources are looking and whatnot, aside from if you are going to be pulling in after the free multi. So now for the other banner, which it will be featuring Seymour's entire kit with his brand new F4 and his BT, and then you have the returning LDs of Guy and King. So let's start off with the returning LDs. King, average damage, needs help in my opinion, and in my opinion, he definitely needs some big help. Yeah, you can easily pass up on him. I don't really think he's like anything to like brag about, to be honest with you. Like, the fact that I actually have the Seymour image covering his face on a banner just says it all. But no, in all seriousness though, I like King. Yeah, I would not worry. I would not be too concerned about him unless he is like a favorite of yours from Type 0. But in default, I think you can hold off from chasing his kit. Guy, he's able to heal the party. He is able to direct attacks to him via the lock debuff that he inflicts with his skill 2, if I'm not mistaken. Skill 1 or skill 2, one of the two. He does provide party Earth Enchanting, and he is able to inflict the Earth resist down debuff, so that way you can deal weakness damage and all that good stuff, and also provide the party with bravery gem. He does have some good defensive and supportive party auras. So defensive, he is able to provide brave damage resist up and HP damage resist up, and then supportive party auras like brave gains up, HP damage up, so on and so forth. You know, some small supportive party auras, but Guy is more so like the character where like he's like that third party slot character for, like, let's say like healing purposes, defensive, or if you want to take advantage of his like defensive and supportive auras, then that's pretty much about it. But I don't really think Guy is like 100% like you need to like chase for it or anything like that. Now for the big character that is which is pretty much like the featured character for the upcoming Transcendence fight, Seymour. So Seymour, there's a lot to talk about him because Seymour, as much as like some players may not like him for reasons of whatever happened in FF10, Seymour can actually be destructive. The thing is though, like with Seymour, like if you are going to take advantage of like all of the follow-ups and everything like that, like you need to make sure that the enemy's HP is at certain percentages to start gaining those follow-ups, because without it, Seymour, in my opinion, he's gonna be dealing like average damage, to be honest with you. So like whenever you start falling below 80%, he would trigger one of his follow-ups, and then at 50% is when really the game changer begins and like Seymour just straight up becomes destructive. Like he really really becomes destructive. And if you're curious to see like some gameplay on him, if I remember, I will go ahead and link my Transcendence 15 run where I actually did use him. As long as you are not forcing, but as long as you, let's say if you are facing multiple enemies, as long as you get one of the enemies below 80% or 50%, it will trigger those follow-ups. Not all enemies have to have their HP at below those 2 percentages. So as long as you get one of them, then you can get the destructive power that Seymour can actually offer. Now he is able to delay, and he is able to dispel enemy buffs, which can come in handy. That debuff from his LD ability is nice to have as well. Now his follow-ups, like I mentioned not too long ago, his follow-up attacks galore. Like you can get some follow-up attacks galore, but again, this does tie to the first point, talking about the enemy's HP value being at certain percentages. Now his FR is more so for himself. The percentages, they're not really that high, and I think the reason why is because of the fact that he has all of those follow-ups, and the timing to use his FR needs to be right, and that ties into the enemy's HP value. And yeah, you can use both of his FR, so that way on the second use of his FR, hopefully by that time the enemy's HP is close to 50% or below 50%, and Seymour can just literally just straight up destroy the heck out of the enemies. Because like I said, like his follow-ups are good, and especially with his abilities and whatnot, adding to those follow-ups will definitely help out his damage output, and you can actually get some pretty good numbers with him. He does have a solid BT effect, but again, it comes to the enemy's HP requirements. So like a different HP, at the stacks that he does have, at the different HP thresholds within those stacks, the BT effect will start getting stronger and stronger. So obviously that's just gonna make it so much easier for you to deal much greater damage. So it can be a strong BT effect, but enemy's HP needs to be at certain percentages. So like overall though, like he is a solid character, but I don't really think he is needed in my opinion. I do feel like later down the line they may just increase the percentages for his FR, or even if you decide to just go for like the BT at most, if you do want to take advantage of the possible destructive power that he can actually output against the enemies, then I would say like you can probably hold off on the FR and then use another character's FR. Like I would actually use Lillisette's FR, because it is a well-rounded FR, and like she helps with meeting both conditions. And guess what, Seymour is actually able to inflict debuffs as well, so like it's not going to be an issue pairing up like Lillisette's FR with Seymour, because you would actually get slightly higher percentages as well, if I'm not mistaken. You guys will correct me in the comment section below, but like in general, like there are other FRs that Seymour could actually work around with, but like if you do pull for his FR and his BT, then his FR is definitely more so for him. If you want to like speed up the process to try to get to those certain percentages, then like off turners will definitely help him out, but again, it's best whenever you do use this FR to make sure that you get the correct timing, and then also the correct timing does apply to his BT effect as well, since you know having the HP requirements, or excuse me, being at certain HP for the enemies, it's pretty much like a requirement at this point, so that way you can get the most out of Seymour. But overall though, he is a solid character. If you have no issues with trying to get to those HP requirements on the enemy, but if not, I would say you can easily hold off on using them, because I know a lot of players are going to be saving it up for Jack Garland, who is around the corner. So I understand completely if you do not want to pull for Seymour at all. So other than that though, guys, that's going to be it for the video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below, if you're going to be pulling for his kid or just like overall in general, whatever it is that you want to do. And yeah, that's going to be it. So thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one.